Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the Octo English Academy podcast, the show where we take English off the page and put it right into your real life. I'm Sophie, and oh my goodness, I am so happy you are here with us today.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jamie, and I have to say, Sophie says that every single episode, and every single episode, I believe her completely. Because honestly, if you are here listening, giving us your time, that genuinely means something to us.
It truly does. And before anything else, please, if this podcast has been part of your English journey, hit like, hit subscribe wherever you are listening right now. It helps new learners find us. It helps us keep making episodes. And it helps build this little community that we love so much. Do it for the person who needs this podcast and has not found it yet.
Yes, go do it. We will wait. Okay, today's episode, I'm very excited about this one, Sophie, comes from a subscriber who wrote to us and said something that really stayed with me. They said, I want to tell stories. I want to share what happened to me. Funny moments, difficult moments, embarrassing moments. But the moment I start speaking, the words disappear. Everything I know just leaves.
Oh, that hit me in the heart a little bit.
Me too, because that experience, that exact feeling of knowing a story but losing the language for it is so universal. So many learners feel this. And so today we are going to fix it, gently, slowly, together.
Today's topic is simple past, how to tell stories easily. And I want to say right away, no grammar stress, none whatsoever. We are not going to talk about rules. We are going to talk about storytelling, because that is what the simple past really is. It is the language of stories.
It is the campfire language. It is the let me tell you what happened language. It is the, okay, so yesterday, right? Language.
Exactly. It's the language that starts with, okay, so, and every single human being on Earth has stories. You have stories, things that happened to you, moments that shaped you, small moments, big moments, ordinary Tuesday moments. And today, we are going to give you the English to tell them.
Real life, please. Let's go.
Part 2. Deeper explanation with real-life examples.
Okay, let's build this from the ground up. Sophie, the image. Give us the image.
Okay, so for me, I think about a photo album. You know those old photo albums? The ones where every page has a moment captured. A birthday, a trip, a random Sunday afternoon that somehow became a memory. When you open that album and you point to a photo and you say, that was the day we got lost in the city. That was the moment I realized I wanted to change everything. That was the best meal of my life. That is the simple past. Every photo in the album, every finished, specific, real moment.
I love the photo album. And what I want to add to that image is this. Every photo has a frame, and the frame is the time. Something about when. Yesterday, last week, 3 years ago, when I was a child, that morning. The time is what puts the photo in the album. It says this happened, this is done, this is real, and this is where it belongs in my story.
Yes, the time is the frame. And in English, there are two things that tell you a sentence is living in this photo album, in this finished, real, done world. The first thing, and this is the most common, is a small change at the end of the action word, a little signal that says this already happened.
So walk becomes walked, talk becomes talked, watch becomes watched, work becomes worked, finish becomes finished, call becomes called, play becomes played, stay becomes stayed. Do you hear the pattern? The ED at the end, that little ending is the signal. It says this is done. This is in the album. This already happened.
And then, and I know this is where some people take a deep breath, there are the words that do not follow that pattern, the words that change completely. We talked about this a little in our past episode, but let's really sit with it today, because for storytelling, these words are everything.
Go becomes went. Come becomes came. See becomes saw. Say becomes said. Get becomes got. Make becomes made. Take becomes took. Give becomes gave. Find becomes found. Think becomes thought. Feel becomes felt. Leave becomes left. Begin becomes began. Run becomes ran. Sit becomes sat. Stand becomes stood. Hear becomes heard. Know becomes knew. Grow becomes grew. Drive becomes drove. Write becomes wrote. Buy becomes bought. Bring becomes brought. Teach becomes taught.
Okay, I see some of you closing your eyes right now, and I completely understand. That is a lot of words that just do what they want.
They do what they want. They're rebels. They always have been.
But here's the truth, and I want you to really hear this. You do not need to memorize all of them at once. You never did. You learn them the way you learned everything else in your native language, by hearing them in stories, by using them, by getting them wrong sometimes, and then gradually getting them right. That's the whole process. That's the only process, and it works.
Normalize the mistake. You say I goed instead of I went, the person understands you completely, 100%. They might gently say the correct word back, and now you learned it in a real moment. That's not embarrassing. That's how language works.
Making a mistake is not a crime. Nobody dies because of it, truly.
Nobody. Okay, let's go into storytelling, because that's really what today is about. Not isolated sentences, actual story moments, the kind you would tell a friend or a family member or a stranger on a bus who asks you how your weekend was.
Real life, please.
Okay, let's build this from the ground up. Imagine it's Monday morning, someone at work asks, "How was your weekend?" And you want to tell them. You want to say something real, something alive. Here's what that might sound like.
So on Saturday, I woke up late, which was amazing, and I just stayed in bed for a while and listened to the rain. Then I got up, made some eggs, and sat by the window with my coffee. In the afternoon, I went to the market and bought some flowers. Nothing big, just a normal Saturday, but it felt really good.
Do you feel how natural that sounded? Let's look at what just happened there. Woke up, stayed, listened, got up, made, sat, went, bought, felt. Every single action word is in the photo album. Every one is done, finished, real, and together they build a story, a simple, human, beautiful story about a Saturday.
And that's storytelling. It's not complicated. It's just moment after moment after moment, all in the photo album. One thing happened, then another, and you share them in order, and suddenly you have a story.
Now I want to talk about something that makes stories richer, the little time and order words. Because stories aren't just what happened, they're what happened in what order, and English has beautiful little words for that.
Words like first, then, after that, suddenly, later, finally, before that, at the same time, in the end, eventually. These words are like the bridges between your photos. They connect the moments. They tell the listener, and then this, and look where we ended up.
Let me tell you a quick story using these bridges, just so you can feel them. So last summer, I decided to try something completely new. First, I signed up for a cooking class, which terrified me, by the way. Then I showed up on the first day and immediately burned my first attempt at pasta sauce. After that, the teacher came over and very kindly showed me what I did wrong. And eventually, after 4 weeks of trying, I made something that actually tasted good. My friends came over, I cooked for them, and they finished everything on the table. In the end, I felt really proud of myself.
Oh, I love that story. And look how all the photo album words, decided, signed up, showed up, burned, came over, showed, made, came, cooked, finished, felt, all done, all in the album, all beautifully bridged together.
And can you feel how the story moved? How it had a beginning, a middle, a moment of struggle, and then a quiet ending that felt earned? That's what the simple past does. It gives your story a shape.
It gives your story a spine.
Yes, a spine. I like that even more.
Now, I want to do an emotional check-in, because we always do, and because I think storytelling is deeply emotional. Jamie, tell me something. What is a small moment from your past that you still think about? It doesn't have to be big, it can be tiny.
Okay. Real answer. When I was about 7 years old, I found a small injured bird in our garden, and I spent the whole afternoon sitting next to it, just talking to it. I didn't know what else to do. I just talked, and eventually it flew away. And I remember feeling this enormous feeling, like relief and sadness and happiness all at once. I didn't have the words for it then, but I never forgot the moment.
That's such a beautiful story. And look, you just told it. Naturally, easily. I found, I spent, I talked, it flew away. I felt. The story was already in you. The language just needed a little space.
Yeah, I guess it did.
And that is what I want everyone listening to remember. Your stories are already in you, in your native language, in your memories, in your body. We are just building the English bridge to get them out.
Okay, listener participation moment. Think of one small thing that happened to you recently. Yesterday, last week, this morning. Something small is fine. Something that made you smile, or sigh, or think. Just one moment.
And now say one sentence about it. Just one. Yesterday I blank. Or last week I blank. This morning I blank. Pause us if you need to. Say it out loud, even if no one is listening. Say it to the wall. Say it to your coffee cup.
Say it to your coffee cup. It will not judge you.
It will not judge you at all. And whatever you said, that was storytelling. That was you using English to share a moment of your real life. That is it. That is the whole thing. All right, mistake correction time. And as always, no judgment here.
These are mistakes that come from caring, from trying, from being brave enough to open your mouth and speak. So let's look at them with kindness.
Let's fix them gently.
Mistake number 1. This one I hear all the time. Someone wants to tell a story. They say, yesterday I go to the market and I buy some fruit.
Yes. Let's look at this gently. So yesterday, that is our time frame. That is the frame around the photo. It is telling everyone this is done. This is in the album. This is real. But go and buy, those are present words. They are alive. They are now. They do not belong in the album. The frame and the photo do not match.
So we need to put the words inside the frame. Yesterday, I went to the market and I bought some fruit. Now the frame and the photo match. Went and bought are both in the album. The story is complete.
Think of it this way. When your time word says this is finished, every action word in that sentence needs to agree. They all have to say, yes, we are finished too. Every word joins the album together.
Mistake number 2. This one is interesting because it comes from a completely logical place. Someone tells a story and says, I did not went to the party, or she did not came home.
And I love that they used did not. That is exactly right. Did not, or didn't in spoken English, is the signal for a negative past story, and that is correct. Beautiful. But here's the small detail. When did not is already in the sentence, it is carrying all the past meaning. It is doing all the past work. So the action word after it can rest. It goes back to its simple base form.
So I did not went becomes I did not go. She did not came becomes she did not come. He didn't said anything becomes he didn't say anything. They didn't went home becomes they didn't go home.
Did not already did the heavy lifting. The action word just needs to show up. It does not need to change. Think of did not as the one who carries the bag, and the action word is the one who gets to walk free.
Gets to walk free. I love it.
Mistake number 3, the question form. This trips so many people up. Someone wants to ask about the past. They say, you went where yesterday? Or she said what?
Now, interestingly, in spoken casual English, this kind of question actually does exist. It's called an echo question, and native speakers use it when they're surprised or did not hear something correctly. She said, "What?" means I cannot believe that. Say it again.
Yes, but if you are asking a genuine question, if you really want to know the information, the structure shifts. The question word comes first, then the helper word did, then the person, then the action in its base form.
So, where did you go yesterday? Question word, helper, person, action. What did she say? Question word, helper, person, action. How did it happen? When did they arrive? Why did he leave? Every time the helper word did announces the question, it steps forward, it leads the way.
And did is wonderful because it does the same job no matter who the story is about. Did you, did she, did they, did we, did he? It never changes. It's reliable. You can count on did.
You can always count on did. That's going on a motivational poster.
I would hang it in my kitchen.
Okay, confidence moment. This is the part where you speak. No hiding, no shrinking, just you and your English and this moment. Say this sentence out loud, right now.
Last week, I tried something new, and I learned something about myself.
Say it again. Last week, I tried something new and I learned something about myself.
Feel those words, tried, learned, both in the photo album, both finished, both real, and both yours. Because last week you did try something new. You started listening to this podcast maybe, or you spoke English when you felt nervous, or you wrote a sentence you weren't sure about. That counts. All of it counts.
All of it goes in the album.
Let's close with our story. One character, one journey. Simple past all the way through.
Her name is Rosa. Last year, she decided to move to a new city. She packed everything she owned into 3 bags and 2 boxes. She said goodbye to her neighbors, locked her door for the last time, and stood on the pavement for a long moment, just breathing. Then she got on the train. She watched the city she knew disappear through the window. She felt scared and free at the same time. When she arrived, she did not know anyone. She found a small apartment, cooked her first meal alone in a new kitchen, and sat by the window as the sun went down. She did not cry. She just breathed, and she thought, I did this. I actually did this.
Decided, packed, said goodbye, locked, stood, got on, watched, disappeared, felt, arrived, found, cooked, sat, went down, did not cry, breathed, thought. Every moment, every photo, every frame, a whole life change told in the simple past.
And that's the power of it, isn't it? Such simple words, such a complete story. You don't need complicated language to move someone. You just need the truth in the right time and the right frame.
And your stories, the ones you're carrying around in your native language, in your memories, they deserve to be told. In English, too. They deserve to travel. They deserve to be heard.
Silence is more dangerous than a wrong sentence. Always.
Always. So tell the story, even imperfectly, especially imperfectly. The imperfect story that gets told is worth 1,000 perfect stories that stayed quiet.
Not perfect, but confident. That's everything.
English is not a test, it's a tool, and stories are what tools are for.
Quick recap before we say goodbye. When something happened, when it's done, real, finished, in the photo album, the action word shifts. It picks up that ed ending, or it changes into its story form. Went, came, felt, made. The time word frames it. The bridge words like then, after that, suddenly, finally, connect the moments and give the story its shape.
For negatives, didn't carries the past, and the action word rests. For questions, did steps forward and leads the way.
And for all of it, give yourself grace, give yourself patience. The words will come. They are already coming. You're already doing it.
If today helped, if something shifted, if a story came to mind that you now want to tell, please share this episode. Send it to someone. Leave us a comment. Subscribe. Help us reach more learners who have stories inside them and just need a little help getting them out.
Because everyone has a story worth telling. Everyone, including you, especially you.
Thank you for spending this time with us, truly.
We'll see you in the next episode. Until then,
Tell a story.
tell it imperfectly.
Tell it anyway.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.